Good afternoon and welcome to our 2020 Huron High School commencement ceremony. There is one change in your program. The presentation of the graduates will be the final event in our program today. As the graduates enter the arena, we ask that you please rise. We ask everyone please stay for the entire ceremony, for the special presentation of the graduates at the end of the ceremony. At this time, I invite Haven Hines to the stage to welcome family and friends.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2020 commencement ceremony. Today is the day that we recognize all of the many accomplishments we have had and all of the mistakes we have overcome. High school has been an unforgettable journey that has prepared us for the future, whatever it may hold. Today we say goodbye. We say goodbye to a lifestyle we lived for 13 years, and we welcome the opportunities of our future. While today may mark the final celebration we will have together as students at Huron High School, it is not the last day we will spend celebrating each other's lives together. The relationships we have had developed in high school, middle school, and yes, some of us have known each other since kindergarten, are relationships that will continue throughout our lives. The skills and talents that once roamed the halls of the Huron High will soon be set out into this world, and I am confident that they will be put to good use. To our family, friends, educators, and everyone else who gathered here with us today, thank you for helping us to arrive at this milestone, and thank you for being here to celebrate with us. The graduates are wearing blue ribbons for those individuals who have passed on but are close to our hearts today. The flowers on the stage are there in remembrance of Mr. Tom Basler, who recently passed away. The class of 2020 remembers him as a caring teacher, dedicated coach, and trusted friend. Please join me in taking a brief moment of silence to remember them. Thank you.
We now welcome Macy Klein to the stage to share the class poem.
Be true to you. As you set out on life's road, unsure of the path you'll go, the most important thing you can do is to always be true to you. Always remember who you are in moments of struggle or fear. Never forget or give up on the hopes and dreams you hold dear. There will be setbacks and rejection and moments of failure too, but you must overcome any frustration to achieve the potential of you.
Next, I invite Nathan Gower to the podium for the senior message.
Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, and the class of 2020. What a year it has been. From school being canceled, as well as events being canceled. Wow. We'll look back on the year of 2020 and remember it as the year of lasts and the year of firsts. We lost many activities that most seniors look forward to, such as prom and state sporting events, as well as senior retreat. Although we were unable to have these events, we are still able to have one last hurrah here today. This is the last time we will step onto Huron High School property as a student. We all gather today to celebrate our great accomplishments. Today, I would like to talk about looking forward and seeing the best out of everything. Why do people dwell on the past? There's so much more to life than high school and drama. Although some people may never figure that out, we all need to move forward with our lives and look at what we have in the future. We are moving on with our lives and becoming adults. We will all be going off to college or starting jobs, and for some of our classmates, they have even taken a leap of faith and have decided to stand up for our country and go off to the military. Let's all give a round of applause and recognize the seniors who couldn't be here with us today because they have already left for basic training. Each and every one of us has a calling. What that calling may be, that is for you to know. My advice to you is do something that you are passionate about, something that you enjoy, something that you can have fun doing, as well as something that makes you want to wake up in the morning and be in a good mood. This past school year, I found my calling. I received a job offer doing construction. And taking that job may have been one of the best decisions I have ever made. Although we work in some pretty dirty, gross, and muggy conditions, at the end of the day, I love what I do. Therefore, I have decided to take up a construction major at Lake Area Technical Institute this fall. I challenge each and every one of you to find something you love to do and take pride in it. On April 18th, The Huron community lost a great man. Tom Baszler, a well-known man, our teacher, our coach, our friend, and to some, he even acted as our parent. Baze was always there for each and every one of us. He loved each one of his students. Our homeroom, Baze's Mafia, aka the best homeroom, loved Mr. Baszler. Each day when we went to class, he always enjoyed teasing us, as we did the same to him. One of my favorite homeroom memories was when we pranked Baszler. When Baszler walked out of the room, we had a very fond idea of hiding his microwave in Mr. Henrich's room. Although we thought we were being clever, the next day he was extremely angry. I had barely stepped foot into his room, and he was yelling at me. I could hear it like it was yesterday. Gower, why did you think it was okay to hide my microwave? My first instinct was to blame it on somebody, so I said it was Morgan's idea. He wasn't buying it. Although we loved to mess around with Baszler and tease him, we all cared for him like he did for us. He comforted his students when we needed him and gave us all advice, as well as supported us when we needed someone. If each and every one of us showed support and love for one another like Mr. Baszler did, we could make a changing impact on today's society. Sometimes we all need to do something out of the ordinary. Take a risk. Taking a risk can be a very difficult task, especially when it is something you don't want to do. I took a risk when I waited until 2 days before the ceremony to write this speech. When people do things that are out of their comfort zone, they can discover new things that they may really enjoy. Sometimes you'll be happy with the risk you take, and other times it may not turn out the way you would have liked. For the times it doesn't turn out, try again until you get the result that you want. My dad, Whack-a-Flack-a-Wayne, told me once that taking risks is like cooking. If you don't like the way it tastes, give it away and try again. In life, when taking risks, it could trigger a new passion for something that you have never tried and give you the career you have always dreamed of. Right now, most of you are probably sweating in your black gowns and in those hot metal bleachers, thinking I should quit talking so we can get the heck out of here. But I have one last piece of advice. My last piece of advice is to give thanks. Whether you go to the grocery store or eat at a restaurant, telling somebody thank you and giving them a little smile could cheer up their day, whether it was already good or bad. Give thanks to the people that have gotten you where you are today. Show thanks for the things that you have received throughout your lifetime to get you where you are, such as your education. I would like to thank each and every person that attended today's ceremony, suffering through this speech in the heat. I would also like to thank each and every one of my classmates for all of
afternoon, everyone, and thanks for coming to this very, very important event for these fine young people. Just a couple of things before we start. I personally planned 25 of these as a high school principal for a quarter of a century before principals followed me. Never have I seen so much work go into first the virtual graduation and then this graduation by your principal, those who assisted him, our buildings and grounds, and Mike Dramstad, who's made this happen twice. Would you help me thank them right now? The other thing before I introduce, and Nathan touched on this just a little bit, I just wanted to talk to you about how I don't know if I'll ever remember a class that is so ready like you are. As he talked about the beginning and end of your last 18 years, there's some other things. When we started this venture with you in school in about 2007, we didn't look anything like we did today. We didn't have the diversity. We didn't know what our community would look like. We had a funding crisis as far as keeping our schools open. And this class watched us build school after school around you. We built the elementary in the Buchanan when you were there, then we built the other elementaries when you were there, we restructured who you were, then we built the high school while you were here this last year. And then you handled this crisis. And in all of this time, there's just been tremendous dignity shown by all of you, and I'm telling you that you leave this school system far better than when you came. And your influence and your school spirit will be remembered by a lot. Before I introduce Mrs. Carey, I have one final thing to talk about celebrations and why it was important for you to come back today. Our country likes to celebrate. We like to have parades when the World Series is won or when the Super Bowl is won. Huron, I believe, was on the verge of a gigantic welcome home ceremony when we won a state basketball championship. That never gets to be played. But we love to celebrate. And this group did not get to celebrate. And especially your moms and dads didn't get to celebrate. So I promise you that today, the only celebration we'll ever have in Huron that's more important are the celebrations we have when our military come home from their tours of duty. Other than that, seeing you folks into adulthood is the most important thing we could do, and we're glad you're here today for your moms and dads. Now, I hope I can read this because the sun is winning. Are you ready, Mrs. Carey? All right. Rachel Clute Carey graduated from Huron High School in 2003 and attended the University of South Dakota. Mrs. Carey received her degree in biology, secondary education. She taught for 2 years in Freeman, South Dakota. During this time, she met her wonderful husband, Levi. Rachel then returned to USD and received a master's degree in school counseling. Mrs. Carey spent the next 3 years working as one of the middle school counselors at Patrick Henry Middle School in Sioux Falls. The family moved to Huron 5 years ago, and it's been a wonderful move for the family. When they first moved, Mrs. Carey was the K-12 counselor in De Smet before becoming the librarian at Huron High School. Rachel shared with me that she feels she's found her dream job in Huron, being the librarian and coaching the girls' tennis team. Husband Levi works for American Bank and Trust as their trust officer, and they have two very busy little boys, Leo, 4 years old, and Connor, who's just turned 1. They're blessed to have both sets of parents now living in Huron. I know they love Huron, and I know she loves the kids in this class. It's my pleasure to introduce who you chose to speak to you today, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Nebelsack, and good afternoon. I only made slight modifications to my speech because as I read through it, I felt that it was still very much the same message that I wanted to share with you. So, to the class of 2020, I want to thank you for asking me to be your commencement speaker. You all have impacted my life significantly, and I am so incredibly honored to be with you today. You were sophomores the year I was hired to be the librarian at Huron High School. Although I wasn't at HHS your freshman year, my understanding is that you definitely made a memorable entrance. and in true class of 2020 style, you are definitely making a memorable and historic exit. Once I recovered from the shock of being asked to give this speech, I began thinking about what to say to this class, who has had a senior year like none other, and one that will definitely go down in history. You began the school year as any typical senior would, with the expectation of having one last homecoming or final sports competition, your last play or concert, or your last prom, and of course, your final hurrah graduation. This year is about you and completing so many things you worked hard for over the past 13 years. Suddenly, though, on March 13th, everything changed. Instead of a list of lasts, it became a list of things that were lost. No state basketball tournament, no state hockey, no prom, and then the extremely difficult loss of Mr. Basler, an incredible coach, teacher, and friend. As most of you know, I strive to be a positive person. Look on the bright side, find that silver lining. But that has been incredibly difficult to do on so many days. At some point, though, I realized it is okay to be upset, to be sad, to be angry, to feel so many things, or to not feel anything at all about the situation we have been given. This experience has caused us to grieve many things, and we all experience that process differently. However, a graduation speech is meant to inspire, motivate, and look ahead. So, here we go. Life is unpredictable. This life lesson is inspired by Mr. Basler in a conversation we had in January. He told me life is so unexpected, and you absolutely have to live it to the fullest. Enjoy every moment. This is something we have all heard many times, but do we actually follow the advice? We all know Mr. Basler lived his life to the fullest, and I encourage you, I implore you to do the same. Carpe diem, which is a Latin phrase meaning seize the day. No matter how our days might look, we must still seize every opportunity that comes our way. Remember also to enjoy those small things in life. A hug, a high five, dinner out with family and friends, standing shoulder to shoulder at an event and whispering in a friend's ear, or going to church, the movies, or a basketball game. There will be more challenging experiences in your lives, but now, more than ever, if we have learned nothing else, my hope is that we have learned to enjoy each and every moment, big or small, and view it as an opportunity to learn and grow, because life truly is unpredictable. I mentioned all your senior lasts, but let us instead focus on your firsts. You are the first class to experience finishing your senior classes online and to graduate digitally, to celebrate birthdays through Zoom, drive-by honks and signs, experience prom at home or as a progressive dinner party in your car, or to pick up a book or your homework from the curb. The list of firsts that you have learned to navigate goes on and on, and you all learned how to adapt very quickly and very well. History has been made this year, and you all are at the forefront. What I have witnessed with your class is that you are going to take this experience and run with it. I have had conversations with many of you, listened to your frustrations, disappointments, and sadness. But through those conversations, I have seen you embrace these difficulties and watched you find solutions to overcome situations. You have grown and matured over the past 4 years, and I encourage you to always seek those opportunities that will expand your horizons. Look at this as gaining a new vision, 2020 vision, if you will. What will your next experience after high school be? One thing is for sure, with your newly gained perspective, you have the ability to create lasting change and make the best out of unexpected situations. Congratulations, class of 2020, on so many accomplishments and so many firsts. Continue to move forward and enjoy life's moments. Embrace the unexpected and live it to the fullest, just like Mr. Basler did. Thank you, and I wish you all the absolute best.
At this time, I ask that the graduates make their way to the stage. Graduating with highest honors, Haley Rose Bixler. Graduating with highest honors, Taylor Marie Stewart. High honor graduate, Zach Michael Kaufman. High honor graduate, Nathan Joshua Bourne. Kobe Donald Bush. Walker Thomas Schiltz. High honor graduate, Spencer Robert Lord. Graduating with high honors, Brendan John Renner. Honor graduate, Jackson Ryan Trandle. Kenneth Ziers. Graduating with highest honors, Lindsay Ann Leindecker. Graduating with highest honors, Caitlin Nicole Balcom. Honor graduate, Braylee Nicole Thomas. Kayla Ray Purrington. Graduating with high honors, Jacelyn Nicole Bankston. Graduating with highest honors, Macy Beth Klein. Graduating with highest honors, Haven Preston Hines. Graduating with highest honors, Morgan Harrison. Graduating with high honors, Jenna Rose Evans. Alyssa Erin Ferguson. Elena Lynn DeVries. Cielo Salazar. Carly Hannah Keelan. Honor graduate, Cameron Beth Ruby. Graduating with highest honors, Hayden Chance Hay. Honor graduate, Nathan Allen Gower. Graduating with highest honors, Landon Chase Hay. William Meyer. Nayeli Pineda. Jasmine McDermott. Abigail Louise Thomas. Graduating with highest honors, Noelle Nemmers. Graduating with high honors, Abe Ho. Graduating with highest honors, Erica Anna Zell. Dominic Stenbeck. Jackson Forrest. Graduating with highest honors, Shelby Vandenhoek. Honor graduate, Peyton Lenning. Jose Gonzalez. Cameron Michael Christensen. Sawyer Blake Friedemann. Honor graduate, Kendra Lynn Pay. Graduating with highest honors, Hayden J. White. Isaac Adam Styler. Jacob Scott Donovan. Honor graduate, Ellie Eichstedt. Ashton J. Trowbridge. I now invite Erica Zell to the stage for the class farewell.
I think a good quote to close this ceremony with comes from Art Linkletter, who said, "Things turn out the best for those who make the best of the way things turned out." To the class of 2020, this has been an interesting year to say the least. Despite the obstacles you have faced, you have continued to make the best out of things and remain positive. I'm so excited to see what each and every one of you goes on to do, because I know it will be remarkable. You are a great class to be a part of. Good luck in all you do.
Would the graduates please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and honor to present to you the graduates of Huron High School for the year 2020 and bestow upon them all of the rights and responsibilities of a high school graduate. Congratulations.